There are two kinds of people in this world, those who have a million unread emails in their inbox and those like me who prefer to have a clean, tidy workspace. My husband currently has this many unread email notifications, and this, on the other hand, is what my phone looks like. If there is a single notification pop up anywhere on my screen, it drives me crazy and distracts me all day long. I have no patience for a single bubble alert, and if you would like to get your life a little bit more on the minimalist track like mine, definitely keep watching. Hey, I'm Carrie. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome for the very first time. All around, welcome. I'm Carrieblogger, a career freelancer on Fiverr.com, where I've been selling as a Fiverr Pro verified copywriter for about the past 9 years. And in today's Freelance Friday video, like I said, we are following some mindfulness tips on how to streamline and clear out your email inbox. Basically, a minimalistic approach to managing that communication clutter. And maybe I'm a little extreme about this. I mean, I can literally scroll back to 2018 in like 2.5 swipes on my phone inbox. But for me, that's the only way that I can feel truly clear, organized, and in control of all of the communication that I have going on in my life. You don't have to go that ham, but I want to prove that it really is possible. But before we get into that, we have to announce this week's Blogger of the Week. And if you'd like to be the Blogger of the Week, just like Talisha Carer, all you have to do is drop a comment down below and you might get picked. The elephant in the room, first of all, if your inbox is a mess, you might want to just drop an atomic bomb. Clear out all of those unread notifications, mass delete, whatever you gotta do, just to get a fresh start. Personally, I'd recommend going through, like the past 2 weeks of your email manually, just to make sure that you're not missing anything, that you're not going to accidentally get rid of an email that you needed to have seen. But let's be honest, if it's more than 2 weeks old, you are never gonna find it anyway. It was so far down in that pile of unread emails, it was gone already. So don't feel bad about deleting it. And for me personally, if it's more than 3 days old, even in a totally uncluttered email inbox like mine, I'm not gonna get to it. Let's just be honest, it's not happening. So be real about yourself and don't let those what ifs like cloud your judgment and hold you back from just going forward into a system that's going to work so much better for you in the long run. So if you do need to drop an atomic bomb and clear everything out, just Google it. There's a lot of tips and tools and tricks and solutions for how to do it. And according to Google, it's not that hard. So once you've got that clean slate, or at least, a manageable pile of communication to go through, here are some mindful tips on how to have a minimalistic approach to your email inbox. First is just to get fewer emails. I don't get that many emails a day. And that's because I unsubscribe to literally everything. It was actually a subscriber of mine, Darsh D, shout out to you, who kind of suggested that I talk on this topic. He was saying he has 5,000 unread emails or something like that. And I countered back and said, oh yeah, I reply really quickly because I never have unread emails. It just pops right up, I reply, we're good to go. And he was like, that's magic. You should tell everyone your tricks. And I said, honestly, I feel like I'm a little bit of a weird exception because I don't get any emails. Like that makes me think that I don't use email as much as everyone else, which maybe I don't. It also makes me just feel like I have a kind of unrealistic standard. But then I was thinking, and I am incredibly purposeful about not getting emails. And I know that like if your work emails go through, there's not much you can do about it. But Darsh was saying that part of the reason his email inbox is so cluttered is just that he has so many subscriptions and newsletters and brand emails that he gets because he has this, like he called it FOMO about unsubscribing. What if there is a newsletter that comes through that he really wants to read, and if he had unsubscribed, then he'd never get it? Let me know in the comments down below how many unread email inbox notifications you have right now. Yes, I'm calling you out. Tell me. Again, let's be honest. If it's sitting unread in your inbox in the first place, you're not reading it. You're never gonna read it. So my advice is that as soon as an email comes in, open it. If you don't want to open it, then go ahead and just scroll straight to the bottom and click that unsubscribe button. That's the trick. If you don't want to open every single email that comes from that company or that newsletter or whatever, or at least 80% of them. Some days we're busy, some days I don't have time to read, but if I don't want to, it shouldn't be there in the first place. Then just make sure you're not replying if you don't need to. It's almost just like a polite thing. It's just a courtesy, but you just get stuck in these endless conversations that don't need to be said anymore. Like the conversation has already stopped, it's already wrapped up, and someone's got to be that dude who's like, all right, thanks, see you later. Hang up the phone. This is silly and simple, but just delete the messages when you're done. I'm not talking like a mass forever, totally unable to get them back, but just out of your inbox, just out of your line of sight. Like I said in the intro, I can scroll back to 2018 in my email inbox like so easily, because everything in my inbox is things that I actively need to be replying to or actively need to keep in a very clear, easily accessible way. Everything else, I can just search for the username, I can search for the subject line, I can search what we were talking about, and I can find it in my archives. But again, it's not in my, the presence of my mental space. Just delete it when you're done, and then you'll actually be able to see what you've got going on. Also, make sure to be automating your responses if you can. This is way more of a Fiverr communication tip. Obviously, on the Fiverr platform, if you're familiar with messaging, they have quick responses built into the platform. You can just set the message you're gonna send over and over and over in that quick response, and it's super easy to automate and send off on its own. As far as I know, and I'm honestly not like an email plugin tool kind of person, there's not a super easy way to do that in email, but you can just have a notes app where you just have that message you always send, easy to copy paste, chuck it in, and that way you don't have to waste your time repeating the same thing over and over again. And I say waste your time, I mean, it sounds cruel, it sounds rude. Like, I can't waste my time to physically type a message to you. Like, I get how cold that can sound, but it's not that you're not giving them the time of day. It's that you've already done that thinking, that preparation, that thoughtfulness ahead of time. So you don't need to reinvent the wheel. I think that you'll actually be more clear, more effective, and ultimately like more prepared if you are pulling from something that you've already really thought through and honed and continued to edit over time so that it works better for you. I was also thinking that another reason people, and even myself sometimes, keep all of these cluttered emails and maybe even keep these subscriptions that you're never going to read that just come every single day and you're like, just ignore, is because we're trying to keep track of like coupons and special codes and deals and whatever. And again, do you really need it? I don't know. It depends what you value in your life. For me, my little trick is that I open the email. Again, if I want to open it, it's worth keeping. And if I don't, it goes away, unsubscribe. And then I pull out the coupon code or the link or the deal or whatever and just put it in a notes app. And then, hey, you might even keep better track of stuff because you have all of your coupons and your links and whatever else you want to keep from those marketers in a central place you'll actually look at. I'm sure you're already thinking this. Since I have no unread emails, since my alerts are always at 0, I use the unread tool as my way to point a massive giant spotlight on anything that still needs to be done. So if I get an email, I will mark it as unread and leave it unread because I know that that one little red bubble is going to drive me crazy until I get it done. So again, by having a totally clean slate, you can point your attention to what actually matters, what you actually need to remember, instead of just having clutter and hoping that you remember, hoping that you can keep track of what needs to be done amidst all the chaos. And my last tip for your email inbox is just to get out of email. Like I said, I hate email. I don't use it if I can help it, I really don't use it at all. And I only have a couple clients that I manage through an email tool. Everything else is through Fiverr because their messaging system is built for that kind of collaboration. I feel like email has just not improved since it was made. Like I said, I know that there probably are plugins and tools and software that you can use to make your email inbox better. I don't personally use them. I don't even know what they are. So feel free to comment down below if you've got like a hack that you love. But what it comes down to is email sucks. Like if there's a better tool out there that is designed for the specific thing you want to do, whether that's client management, whether that's communicating with friends and family, whether that's sharing attachments, whatever it is, you can probably find a tool that's better than email. I don't know, maybe that's a little biased. I hate email, just find a better solution, and I promise your communication lines will be much more clear. All right, to close, Albert Einstein famously pointed out this quote: "If a cluttered desk is a sign of a cluttered mind, of what then is an empty desk a sign?" Okay, you're supposed to think, well, an empty desk is an empty mind. That's a bad thing. Creative, smart people have busy chaos, whatever. No, I personally think that the emptiness that he's speaking of, that is, in my case, empty of distractions, empty of stressors, empty of those unfinished loose threads. Yes, please, empty mind all day long. All right, thanks for being here. You know you are my actual hero. If you're still here watching, please consider liking and subscribing if you enjoy this content, and check out the links to stuff I've got going on in the pinned comment and description down below. Lots of good stuff, including my novel. You should definitely check it out. Some freelance merch, which has not sold anything in months, so go check that out. Links to some stuff I love on Amazon, other goodies like that. And you know that you are worth so much more than your workload. Let's get back to work.